Hi guys, Liam from HID. Thanks for watching again. I hope you're keeping well. I'm here today with Paul Wynn from Go Label. Paul, thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Taking the time. So this is the first of hopefully one of quite a few manufacturer interviews. And the aim for us is to try and give you, the consumer and our retailers, a bit more of an insight into the manufacturing of the products that we distribute, and the quality and the consistency, where that all comes from. So Paul, again, thanks for taking the time.
Thank you.
If you could just start us off by giving us a little bit of a background on Go Label itself, sort of where it all originated from and how long you've been running and that kind of thing.
Yes, thank you. My name is Paul Wynn. I represent Go Label, obviously, yes. I visit stores in UK regularly, so thank you for having me.
Yes, appreciate it.
Thanks for giving me the opportunity to give some explanations about our company. Go Label is a 3 generations old company.
Okay.
We manufacture substrates for both our industry, the hobby market as we call it, and also the big professional industry.
Yeah.
So we are now over 80 years of experience.
Wow.
Is in the company, 3 generations, father to son.
Yeah.
The biggest sealing substrate manufacturer worldwide.
Wow.
So yes, we do have some experience with high quality substrates.
Excellent.
Yes.
Good stuff. So yeah, in terms of the quality, obviously your products are RHP certified.
Yes.
It's something that we kind of push as a feature and benefit when we're selling the products in store. So you would just give us a little bit of a background on what RHP means and why it's important.
RHP is certification is important for customers as well as horticultural growers.
Yeah.
It guarantees a safe and a stable substrate. The grower can rely on a product which is checked and certified by an institute who will make sure that it will no pathogens inside, no fungi. It's got to be clean from the start, but also the plant has to have a safe start, needs a safe start. So the professional grower obviously needs security, either to use a safe substrate. Also the customer needs to know that. So all RHP certified substrates are meant for human consumption. Yeah. So that's what it stands for. Yeah.
Very good. Okay.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And also we've heard of Kiwa certification.
Yes.
I don't really know a lot about it. So again, just if you can give us a bit of a background on that, what it is and.
Kiwa is a Dutch certification institute. It's established by Henrik Jonkind, the owner of the factory, Kutuleen and Grodan, which are both rock wool manufacturers. Yeah. It's like a knowledge center where professional growers can have their questions, and also they give extra certifications to ensure even more the quality of a substrate. Excellent. And that's why we also carry this Kiwa certification to give the customer an extra reliable security product.
Very good. So that's effectively manufacturers in the industry trying to come together to kind of create some kind of standardization? To
create a product, to ensure a product with the highest possible quality features on the market. Indeed, yes.
That's really good. So from that point of view then, obviously you've got those 2 certifications, and what is it in physically in manufacturing that you need to do to achieve that certification? What are the differences that, you know, we're producing a high quality product and compared to someone that's just knocking out a cheap soil, for example? What's the difference in the manufacturing that gains you the certification, maintains quality?
You have to conduct regular chemical analysis. Also the facility needs to be supervised and cleaned in certain ways. Also the transportation systems. So it's all processes, not just the chemical analysis, but also the ingredients need to be certified. The facility needs to be certified. The transport systems, the trucks need to be certified. All to ensure that no contamination will be taking place somewhere in the process. To ensure the customer and especially the grower knowing that his substrate will be clean and free of contamination of whatever.
And obviously consistency is important as well, as it's every bag as much as possible is
every production is sample batched. These samples will be placed with date and data. So any customer can rely on that the batch will be safe,
Yeah.
and we can we can prove this with the samples if in case anything is going wrong.
Excellent, that's great news.
Yes.
Okay. So, as you know, we discussed earlier, a little while ago, there was the Hydromag article, which, you know, it was reviewing the sort of coconut-based medias in the industry, and there was some comments about the volume recorded in the bags in the test. So, if you could just give us a little bit of an explanation on the difference between, is it water litres and EN litres, what the difference means, and why you label the product the way you do, and what customers expect.
Okay, I can try to explain this. Yes, soil manufacturers, they measure in EN liters.
Yeah.
This is a European way of measuring
Yeah.
the amount of substrates you are transporting. So transport companies, shippers and manufacturers all measure in EN liters.
Yeah.
So we put first EN liters on our bags. 45 EN liters by example is 40 water liters.
Okay.
I know that there has been some testing done by Hydromag, and they came up with something like a content of 38 water liters.
Yeah.
It comes down to humidity factors. Either it's in the summer or weather. The machine is set on 45 EN liters, but it is all nature product. It's all organic products.
Okay.
The peat, the clay, it's all mixed. So it can happen that sometimes it is maybe a liter less, or sometimes the other times a liter more. The machine doesn't really calculate it so thoroughly.
It doesn't allow for water content, unfortunately, from the humidity, etc.
But we have to say it's more about capacity than about the volume of the substrate.
Okay.
It is hard to guarantee it is exactly 40 water liters when we measure 45 EN liters.
Just moving on to the ingredients then, and the quality that goes into it. So obviously you've got virgin white Swedish peat. So just want to give us a bit of information on that and why it's so good to use.
Yes, of course. Swedish white peat, especially the peats from the sunny sides of the mountains.
Okay.
It's millions of years old compost. We let this get frozen in the sun. It will expand when the frost will arrive, and after expanding we move it to Europe. We fermentize it by moving it from one pile over to another, then we sieve it in different fractions. Once that process is done, you will have such an airy substance that 1 gram of the peat will hold 10 grams of its own weight in water.
Fantastic.
Its substrate is all about the contents of water and air, especially air. We want to prevent the water falling down in the media because of the gravity, of course. So there will be not enough humidity or oxygen in the bottom of the plant. So to prevent this from happening, we need a very airy substrate.
So you've got lots of air pockets within.
A lot of pores, air pockets indeed. And so that's actually why we use the Swedish peat for.
Fantastic.
Yeah, we have 20 years of exclusivity on these specific locations. So that guarantees us the highest quality peat available for our substrate, and that's what makes our substrate so unique, actually.
Fabulous. Thank you very much. That's really good to know. Okay, so if we just have a little chat then about the clay pebbles. Obviously, there's two different products: the Hydrocorn and the Hydro, the course in the round. And as I spoke about in the product demo that I did, you're really looking at two things: the air to water ratio and obviously the structure within the product itself. So if you can just give us a little bit of information on that, the two products and their uses.
Yes, of course. We have indeed two different clay pebbles. We have Hydrocorn clay pebbles, which are the irregular shaped clay pebbles, and we have the Hydro, which are the round clay pebbles. The Hydrocorn clay pebbles are the irregular shaped, porous, structured clay pebble. They can contain 14 to 15% of their own weight in water, so they do contain some water. And the Hydrocorn, the Hydro clay pebble is the round clay pebble with a hard outside layer. They're more suitable for intensive irrigation. All water you irrigate into the Hydro clay pebbles will eventually flush down and will drain out. So there's a choice between the two. Where we are unique in is that the hydrocorn clay pebble is RHP certified. That will guarantee you that the clay pebble are not baked, the fuel, there are not heavy metals used as fuel.
contaminants, yeah.
So they're meant for horticulture means especially,
Okay.
and for human consumption.
So
That's what the RHP certification
yeah,
stands
cool.
for.
So, yeah.
Even more important is that the irregular shaped clay pebble is pore shaped. It can take 14-15% of its own weight in water.
Yeah.
But the roots will, roots don't like smooth
That's-
surfaces.
Yeah, they want to grip them.
They like grip, they like irregular shape, so the roots will find their way
Yeah.
to get grip, so they produce more side hairs.
Yeah.
It's the side hairs that take up water and elements,
Yeah.
so the more roots, side hairs, the more uptake, the more
Yeah.
absorption,
Yeah.
so there's better plant development.
Mm-hmm.
This is exactly the reason why people choose our hydrocorn clay pebble,
Yeah.
and also the hydrocorn cocoa mixes are so popular just because of that.
Yeah.
It's a noticeable difference in development
Super.
on the plants. Yes.
Fantastic. Okay, so the next thing, obviously, we've got the 60-40 here, and that's
Yes.
a mix of the pebbles and the cocoa. And that sort of balance between drainage, sort of air water ratio, and all the rest of it. You're bringing out a new 80-20 product.
Yes.
So if you just want to give us a little bit of information on that, and where you see that being of use in the market. This is kind of a market leading product. Where is it a little bit different? Why have you decided to bring it to the market?
60-40 of course is a perfect mix already. It contains the same hydrocorn clay pebbles
Yeah.
as the hydrocorn single substrate,
Yeah.
single hydro substrate. The cocos is the same cocos as the regular plain
Yeah.
gold label cocos, but the combination of course means that indeed again the roots will have their grip,
Yeah.
an airy environment. The clay
Mhm.
pebbles ensure an airy environment, more air as just using cocos. But also the grip and the irregular shape, the side hair production. So these benefits from the clay pebble, and of course the capillary reaction from the cocos and the water containment
Yeah.
of the cocos
Yeah, so it gets that water retention.
makes
and-
it like a very forgiving substrate.
Absolutely.
You can almost treat it the same as you are treating a peat substrate, by example.
Yeah.
However, there's people who like to have more irrigation turns.
Yeah.
If you irrigate more than a few times per day with 60-40, by example,
Yeah.
you can have too much water containment. So people will not choose for the 60-40. They
Yeah.
probably choose for hydrocorn or just any other clay pebble
Yeah.
substrate, or even a pure cocoa or rock wool substrate.
Yeah. Okay.
For these type of growers, we have now also a perfect substrate, because 20%, 80-20
Yeah.
means 80% clay pebbles, 20% cocos. This is just enough cocos to have some water retention.
Yeah.
On the other hand, it allows you to
Feed
conduct
them up.
more irrigation turns without having a too wet substrate.
Yeah.
Still with the same features of the perfect,
Yeah.
the features of the hydrocorn clay pebble,
Yeah.
but still very forgiving.
Yeah.
But it allows you to have more irrigation turns.
So it's
So
kind
the-
of getting
yeah.
this like closer to kind of pure hydroponics in a way. You
Yes.
just fill in that gap, so you get people that, like you said, you're driving the feeding a bit more. You're getting more of the exchange of air nutrients and driving the oxygen uptake as well. But that 20% gives that little bit of forgiveness and a bit of water retention as well. So
There's several benefits. By example, if you do a lot of irrigation turns, you can have issues with water temperature. The water temperature should not be too high.
Yeah, of course.
So all water which is still in the irrigation lines
Yeah.
can be overheated too much.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
what you want to do is you want to irrigate actually as less as possible,
Yeah.
but you can have some more irrigation turns
Yeah.
than once per day. And so you can really manage the amount of irrigation turns.
Yeah.
Like with ebb and flood systems, you don't want a wet substrate. You need a substrate with some water retention,
Yeah.
so you can minimize the amount of irrigation turns,
Yeah.
but just the amount of irrigation turns you would prefer.
Yeah. Excellent. Okay. Super. So the next thing we want to talk about in terms of soils and stuff is just from a development point of view. There are products called super soil, which are soils which you can use to feed all the way through. It's a kind of thing in the US at the minute, which is developing there, which just wondering whether, as a quality substrate manufacturer, do you see it being something viable for yourselves or for this market?
Gold Label, we use some organic fertilizer until a certain extent. It's a time-release fertilizer.
Yeah.
If you add more time-release fertilizers in the substrate, at a certain point you will have too much fertilizer in the substrate for the young plants for the start. So we've done some testing, but we have not real intention to use things like bat guana. Also to protect our facility, we produce so many bags per day. We have so many different mixes. We cannot allow to have some bat guana containment in a substrate which is not meant for that substrate.
I guess from a cleanliness and pathogen point of view, those aren't really good materials to.
And also the expiry date is also an issue. We export our substrates worldwide, so adding too much organic or variety of organic fertilizers like guano in substrate brings also difficulties along with
problems.
Yes, of course we have to humidify the substrate before mixing. If you mix that with things like guano, it will probably cause problems. And that's the reason why we don't prefer using these kind of ingredients in our mixes. But there's things in development, so maybe we'll come out with some new mix somewhere in the future.
That sounds good. We look forward to that. So that's pretty much everything. Just the last thing really is, where do you see the market developing over the next 12 months from a Gold Label point of view, but also from a wider point of view? You know, with the way the UK market's developing, you know, there's still a huge area of the markets on using, you know, cheap products, and obviously we've had a big swing in the rates recently, which is going to affect, you know, importing products and the cost of that. So where do you see things developing over the next 12 months from your own point of view? What are you seeing out there?
It's a moving industry we are in. You can see quality demands on higher levels. People appreciate quality more. People recognize better results more. We can see this in lighting industry. We can see this in the substrate industry. People demand a certain quality. So my expectation really is that the market will professionalize even more and expand also more. The market is increasing. It's literally growing. We're very happy to see that. So my expectation is it's going to be even better for us as a quality manufacturer, substrate manufacturers or lighting manufacturers, that quality is appreciated. So I can only see that developing in a positive way.
Super, that's great to hear. Excellent. Well, thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you for
it was really interesting.
Thank you for having me
here, answering the questions and getting the technical information. Again, I hope you guys appreciated that. We're doing everything we can, as you know, to kind of give you all the scientific backup for the products. We do sell quality, and we try and give you the backup for that as well. So thank you for watching, and look forward to talking to you again soon.
Bye.
Bye.